Hi guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Chris, and on this week's video I'm going to be showing you techniques to texturize hair, whether it's long or short hair. We're going to be looking at the equipment you need to use, the sections you need to take, and how you actually do it. So if you're new to my channel, why don't you hit that like, subscribe and notification button so you don't miss any more of my videos. And if you're a regular, welcome back and thanks for coming. So let's get to it. So the first thing we're going to look at is the equipment we're going to need. Obviously section clips and a comb, but then obviously your scissors, your thinning scissors, or your razor. Now these all give different effects, and I've already done a video on scissors and thinning scissors, so I'll link that there. If you'd like to see a video just on razoring, then why don't you hit that like button or leave a comment below so I know that that's something that you'd like to see. So this is something that I don't want to dwell on too much. They each give a slightly different effect and everybody also has their own preferences. So we'll move on to step 2, which is going to be your sectioning. Well, as we know, in hairdressing, we do things a lot of different ways. And when I'm up on stage and when I want to be creative, sectioning doesn't go out the window. However, I'm a bit more creative and a bit more free with my sectioning. Now, when you're in a salon environment, I think that's different. You're going to follow your sectioning, okay? Because this is going to, one, give you a guide and know where you've gone. And secondly, as well, it just gives you control over what you're doing because different sections give you different results. Now, whenever I'm doing my texturizing, I prefer personally to always do it on dry hair, just because then I can see the lie of the haircut and the natural lie of the hair and where exactly I need to texturize or remove weight from. And that's my personal choice. Some people do it on wet hair. However, there's lots of discussion on whether you should do it on dry and wet, and I'm not going to go into that. Again, leave a comment below whether you do it on wet or dry. The first section is obviously going to be our vertical section. Again, down from the part or down from the top of the head to the perimeter of the haircut, and then you're going to elevate out. Okay, the lower that you hold it, okay, the less weight you're going to have removed. The higher you hold it, the more you're going to protect your baseline and the softer it is going to be. Now, when you texturize this, whether it is an internal texturization, which I'll talk about in a minute, or whether it's just the end, you're going to hide the texturization under that layer as you let it go. So basically, as you chip, point, slice into it, you're going to be texturizing like that, and when you let it go, it's going to fall underneath. So although you're going to be removing weight and giving some volume, the texture is going to be hidden. So you're not going to see the texture as much when you do a vertical section. Now, contrary to that, you then have a horizontal section. And again, you can work from the top to the bottom or the bottom to the top, it doesn't matter. So when you take a horizontal section, whether you do the ends or whether you do internal, then when you let that go, because of the way you've taken it, you're now going to see your texturization more. So you're going to be removing weight and giving a more visible texture to your haircut. You then have a forward diagonal section, or a backward diagonal section. And this sits in between, obviously, the horizontal and the vertical. And if you take a forward diagonal section, this will make the texture sit forward. So if you have a forward haircut or you want that texture more around the face, take a forward diagonal section. However, if you want the texture to sit away from the face, you take a backward diagonal section. Okay, so now let's look at when we're texturizing, whether we come from the outside in or the inside out. So let me just show you, because that's the easiest way of doing this. So if we have our section, and I've taken a horizontal section, and if we take that and we pull that up. Now, if I come from the outside into the hair and I do long point cuts into the hair, so that I get my highs and my lows. Yes, because I've taken a horizontal section, it's going to be visual, but obviously I am going to be taking some of the length and affecting the length on the outside. So now if we look at the opposite of that and we come from the inside out, we say something like slide cutting, where we're coming in and again we're going from the inside of the structure of the hair to the outside. We're still getting our texture, but we're less likely to affect the overall length of the perimeter of the layer or of the length. Two very different techniques. If you come from the outside in, you can affect the length but create texture. If you come from the inside out, you're going to create texture without using the length so much. So just remember your tools. If you're going to use a straight pair of scissors, you're going to get more of a defined solid line, whereas if you switch to your thinning scissors or your razor, you're going to get much more of a softer line to the texturization. Make a conscious decision as well whether you're going to do a vertical, a horizontal, a forward diagonal or a back diagonal section, and then also whether you're going to be doing an internal to external or an external to internal, because all of these factors will make a difference to how the haircut looks, how much weight you remove, and how much texture you get. So by following these principles of the sectioning you're going to take, the equipment you're going to use, and whether you're going to come from the outside in or the inside out, with lots of practice, you're going to get the results that you want to the haircut. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, if you'd like to see a video specifically on razoring, or you want to see a more in-depth version of me actually doing a razor haircut, then please hit that like button and leave some comments below. And if you're not subscribed, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification button.